Hello everyone, since we got enough people in here. Welcome to All Things Pan. So the song you just heard was Pan Evolution, Steel Orchestra, Party Start by Swappy and Ultimate Rejects. And this was during Panorama in New York in 2019. So that was the song of the day. Once again, welcome. I see Pan Trinbago, I see Pan Man, I see Drummer Gal, I see Soca Fit, Sticks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Augustus, thank you for coming and watching. Once again, if you're new, welcome to All Things Pan. I'm your host, Danielle George. If you don't know, on this page we talk to panists, arrangers, builders, tuners, and maybe some pan enthusiasts like yourself. So on that note, I forgot to mention, we're also sponsored by Pantastics. So if you want to get any pan sticks, all the way from tenor to, I believe they have bass right now, make sure you go to their page, Pantastics868, to get all your pan stick needs. Welcome, Trini Desi. So on that note, I am so excited to have this guest on our show. Seems like he's having a bit of trouble. Hopefully he comes back. Let's see. It's saying it's unable to join. So his name is Andre White. He was on Pan Ramajay, and he won single, duo, and trio. So that's amazing. I'm just still trying to get him on here. It's still saying unable to join. So if you see me, Andre, you might have to come out and come back in again. Or see if you can trying to quartet, yes. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. Sorry, we're having a bit of difficulty trying to get him on here. So how's everyone doing tonight? Or day, depending on where you are. How's everyone doing? Simi, I see you. 868 Lisa. Who else is in here? That's good to see. That's good to hear. I'm glad you're doing great. Still trying to get him on here. Hopefully he can hear me. Oh, there we go. Trying to get him on here. Ooh, macaroni pie. Okay. Hello, sir. How are you?
What's up? How you doing?
Good, good. So how was your day so far?
It's been all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today was it was a little bit of a throwback day for me. I started back school.
Okay.
I'm going to do my master's today with my first day of classes online.
Oh, nice. Nice. How'd that go on your first day? How was your first day?
First day, how it goes.
Okay. Did you make any new friends?
Listen, that's all. That's what I was trying to explain to you earlier. All day today is, tell us about yourself, and it was share with the class. And
Oh,
my goodness,
gotcha.
about 4 times
So,
a day.
so I shouldn't ask, that's the one question I should avoid today is what you're saying.
I mean, seeing the people on here, most of them know me already, so we should be good.
Okay.
Greetings,
Could you
everybody.
tell
How you guys doing?
Could you tell me about yourself?
What do you want to know?
So how did you get involved in playing the steel pan?
I've been playing the instrument since about the age of 6.
Okay.
I started off playing with a family band out here in New York, Long Island, at Lipsy Orchestra.
Okay.
Got involved through friends and family who were around the band, and I just stuck with it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just came up in the ranks.
Nice.
Honestly, they just took me. I'll never forget the first day. I remember going into the Pioneer and the captain of it wasn't the captain of the band, actually. Well, his grandson at the time, who was the captain of the band. I remember just taking me in the back with a tenor pan and showing me one C scale. And I swear to you, it left me there for about 6 months.
Oh
But
wow.
every day I would come there and I would just be in the back playing this one scale. By that point, I was able to like listen to what they was practicing on the stage side and kind of pick up for myself eventually. But
Okay,
left me there, and that was it.
that was it.
Yeah. And then
So, if you
eventually,
don't
when they
mind,
started to come in the back and hear what I was doing, it's like, wait, where you learn all these songs from? I said, I just been here
oh,
listening to you guys, so
oh wow,
yeah,
nice,
I kind of started it.
nice, nice. So, if you don't mind, I would like to warn you. Near the end of the show, I kind of get the viewers to ask you some questions.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Okay, so you can't run away.
Depends on who it is. If it's Gussie, I ain't
Oh,
answering no questions with you, you know, Mr. Man.
okay. That's out there, so we all know.
I'm
So, how
joking.
did you
Shout out to Gussie Speeder. That's my guy, man. That's my guy. That's my ring.
he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. So, what inspired you to become a pan arranger?
What inspired me? Well,
Hmm.
if I'm honest with you, like most Caribbean households, on a Saturday mornings, yeah, you do the cleaning and the chores and whatever. So,
Yes.
growing up, I used to have all the VHS tapes for Panorama every year. I would always get the tape,
Hmm.
and then I would play those tapes. Or sometimes I would wear the tapes out, just trying to listen to all the bands and emulate. And I was so fascinated with Clive Bradley and
Mm.
his stature in front of the band, how he captivated the
Hmm.
crowd. And I wanted to be like him so bad that I would practice all his antics in front of the band, in front of
Oh
TV,
wow,
while I was trying to clean up the house.
that's so funny.
Yeah, so that was my real, like, yeah, this is what I want to do for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hold on to some of the antics and do it in front of when you're arranging?
I mean, I don't know if it comes across the same way, but I definitely keep it in mind.
Okay, okay. So, do you mind sharing your first experience when it came to arranging or as an arranger?
My first experience,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what that was.
You're not supposed to
Um,
forget your first, man.
I know. Are we talking about first Panorama? Or are we talking about first overall?
How about we go panorama?
My first Panorama. Okay, well
Because you
that's a
said,
very tricky situation. So
okay.
for a long time, like I said, the band I grew up playing with was Ad out here,
Mm-hmm.
in Long Island, and
Mm-hmm.
they've had arrangements in the past before me. But as I was advancing with the stateside, I was asked to do little things within the arrangement for Panama. Like I would do, let me say, the melody sometimes for the original verse and chorus, or I would do the whole verse and chorus, but wouldn't get the
Right.
recognition for doing it. And then in 2006, I was approached by the actual person who they had hired to do the song. He
Mm-hmm.
asked me to do the song with him in conjunction. So
Okay.
I said, all right, yeah, cool, I'll do it. And that year we didn't do that well, but the band loved the song, right? And then the
Mm-hmm.
next year when the band called for him to come back, he basically told the band, he said, listen, you guys don't need me, the man could do it. He had the talent to,
Yeah.
to handle the story. So, I had to shout out to this fella right here. And actually he passed away, I think it was last year or the year before. His name is Michael Chalky George from Point
Okay.
Fortin. And
Mm-hmm.
I really have to give him all the credit for who I am today, because he was one of the main people who had belief in me and
Right.
gave me the opportunity to become the person I am, and show people
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, get this youth man a chance.
Right. Wow. So, on that note, how many bands have you arranged for? Because I've seen you around,
um,
both
I
like performance and like competition.
yeah, it's a good bit. I was I it's funny that you asked this because I didn't realize how many bands I've been through. I always thought it was maybe about 3 or 4, but I haven't
Right.
realized how many bands I've worked with in the past until the other day. I did something with well, I didn't do something with them. They asked me a couple of questions. I don't know if
Hmm.
you know Mikal and Ariel. They do like
Yes.
a show. Yeah, they do their own little
Yeah.
kind of steel pan
Yeah.
show on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
I like them
Yeah.
too bad. I like them too bad. Shout out to Max and Ari, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Um, but they had asked me the same question, and I started to go through the list. So it was about, it might be about 10 bands, 10, a
Oh,
little bit
wow.
more than 10, a little more than 10 bands. That's
Wow.
throughout, between America and Trinidad and the
Mm-hmm.
UK.
Yeah.
Like you said, I've worked with bands, just building their repertoire, or just doing a show with them and stuff like that. So.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
So with arranging, do you find a big difference between American and Trinidad, or is it pretty much the same?
No, well, I mean, I wouldn't say a big difference, but there definitely is a difference, and the difference is taste. What the
Mm,
players want to play, and
right.
what makes them tick, what makes them go. And I mean, what gets them intrigued
Mm-hmm.
to play in your music. And I mean, stuff that
Right.
I would probably do in New York that would get New York players excited to play probably
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't work in Trinidad. So I would have to
Right.
take a completely different approach. And I remember when I first started arranging Trinidad, I was always told you had to understand the culture a little more. You know what I mean? You had to really understand what people in Trinidad like, what makes them go. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it took a little while, but I mean, I feel, I'm 30 now, so I should understand at least a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So what's your most memorable experience as either a steel panist or an arranger?
My most memorable experience. Um,
Mm-hmm.
hmm, that's a
You
tough
shouldn't
one.
forget this either, man.
Yeah, I mean, because I have a lot of memorable moments for different reasons, right?
Okay.
Like
Right.
for me, a big memorable moment was in 2016 when I was able to, in conjunction with a couple of other friends of mine and
Mm-hmm.
you know partners, we were able to bring out a steel band out here in New York. My own, for the
Mm-hmm.
first time, I was able to be a part of something like that, and we did
Right.
exceptionally well. I think we came second that year. And just
Oh,
that
wow.
feeling on stage, just to know that the crowd enjoyed what they got from something that I could have called my own. That was a
Mm-hmm.
memorable moment. And
Mm-hmm.
I've had memorable moments with the band in London, Mangrove. I mean, especially in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
We won the Panorama, but it wasn't because of winning the Panorama. That year, I lost both my grandparents, who were like parents to
Oh,
me, and that
right.
was before then. I didn't win. I haven't won Panorama for about 6 years before then. So it was like a whole long gap, and for me to come and be successful once again after they
Mm-hmm.
both passed. And my grandmother was one of my biggest fans, and she'd always be at
Mm.
all the panoramas in New York and always calling to find out where we come in Trinidad or where we came in London. And
Right.
I mean, that was a good moment for me too. And as well as it was, in Trinidad, I had a good moment too with Galuna on stage for semis. That was a memorable moment. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So in Trinidad, I can't remember. Do you do medium or small
Well,
band?
right now I do medium. I do medium band.
Medium.
I'm the
Okay.
Cranberry Steel Orchestra. But I've
Right.
you know I've been fortunate enough and blessed to be able to go through the different categories. Every category
Right.
except for single pan, ironically. So I've done
Okay.
large and I've done small and I've done medium.
Would you want to try single, or you kind of want to stay away from that?
No, actually, no. I want to do it. I want to try it only
Okay.
because I like to just do new things, try different.
Right.
You know what I
A
mean?
different challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've talked about, well, you mentioned going back to school,
Hmm. Right.
doing your master's. So you're an alumni of Berkeley College.
Hmm.
How was that experience? How was your experience there?
My experience there was, um, it was interesting.
Okay.
Because it had some high points and it had some low points, but it was great. You know what I mean? I went
Mm-hmm.
to school with a lot of great musicians that, who I'm able to call friends today and brothers like
Mm-hmm.
Sheldon Thwaites, Kareem Thompson, KJ Marcel, Keith Marcel,
Oh, wow.
Iman Pascal, Earl Brooks Jr. went there at one point too. Um,
Yeah.
Kay, Kay, Kendiata Shepherd, she was there at the time as well. So we had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of, you know what I mean, great musicians that was going there.
Yeah.
As well as, I went to school with, I don't know if you're familiar with like conventional musicians. Dwayne Neon, he's a bass player.
Hmm. Yeah.
Went to school with
Yeah.
him. We went to school with Grace Kelly. She's a famous
Oh, wow.
saxophone player.
Yeah. I did
Went
not
to
know.
school with
Wow.
Justin Faulkner. He's a big jazz drummer. He plays for
Yeah.
Brentford Marsalis. So, all of us, we had great experiences being in that network. And honestly, that's what Berkeley was for. Could I
Hmm.
have gotten the knowledge that I've gotten elsewhere? Of course. But,
Yeah.
that school is just, you meet so many great, talented musicians who are in their own right sometimes, well, majority of the time, proteges, and we
Yeah.
end up being the best in the world at, by this age. So
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah. Wow. So has it enhanced, do you find that it enhanced or developed your playing and arranging capabilities?
Um, I think my experiences in life
Mm.
enhanced my arranging capabilities. What I think Berkeley did for me was gave me the the training, like the practical training, the theory, helping me
Mm.
understand exactly what I had in my mind already. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I was able to
Hmm.
do a lot of things, but I couldn't tell you what the names of the chords were, or what the names of this, or the tensions, or
Right.
these certain progressions. But by the time I
Right.
left school, I was able to identify them. Do I use most of it now? No, in terms of
Right.
in terms of sitting there trying to analyze everything, but still to have that facility, and especially when you're going into different markets. I mean, as pan players, we have a little tougher road, because road to walk, because
Hmm.
they're new instrument. And
Right.
to be amongst high echelon musicians, you kind of you want to be able to stand up and to be in certain conversations, and to be respected on the bandstand. And so that's
Right.
what, I pride myself in, just being able to have that facility in my back pocket. Do I use it?
Hmm.
Not all the time.
Right.
Actually,
But
very
it's good
rare.
to have.
Yeah,
It's good
exactly.
to have though. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're going back to school to get your master's.
Hmm.
Why? Why?
Why?
Why?
Because life is happening.
Uh-huh.
Happening. I mean, and if this pandemic hasn't showed me or any one of us anything, you have to be
Hmm.
multifaceted. You have to have
Right.
different ways of creating income. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I do plan on doing some kind of educating on the highest level eventually. Do I want to do it right
Okay.
now? Maybe not really, but that's the
Yeah.
stability behind everything we do. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because a gig is not always going to be there, as we can see now.
You're right.
So
Right.
that's kind of my biggest reason for going to school and getting my master's, and just having that as well on my
Okay. Well, it's good to
yeah,
have.
definitely.
We're gonna touch base on Pan Ramajay, Mr. Winner. What made you decide to go into it
Um,
and go into so many different?
well, to be honest with you, I wasn't going to enter, and
Okay.
I wasn't going to enter. But what made me enter is me and my friends. I'm pretty sure most of the people that's on the live today. We have a group called the Coalition, right? Which we've
Hmm.
been just kind of just doing music to help each other stay busy, and just to come together and create good music. And at the time when the competition presented itself, I remember Quent Rose, who's one of the participants as well, and he's also part of the coalition, um,
Hmm.
asking all of us, you know what I mean? Well, yo, we should really all join in, and, try to represent each other.
Right.
And I said, if everybody else if they want to do it, I'll join. Um, and that's kind of how it happened. I really didn't go in there with no kind of expectations of anything.
Uh-huh.
Just was going there to be a part of the crew.
Right. Okay.
I guess the one
So
good time following led you somewhere good, right?
exactly.
I always say lead another follower, and I followed this one time and it came out all right.
Yeah. So how was it for you to learn all the songs that they required you to learn? Was that easy for you? Was that difficult? How was that for you?
No, it wasn't difficult. Most of the songs I knew already.
Oh, okay.
Besides, thank you, by the way, Pan Ramajay.
Yes.
Thank you. Besides being able to besides arranging and composing, whatever, I'm a full-time musician. So like I said, I gig
Hmm.
majority of the time, and most of the songs I've learned probably when I first started gigging years ago. You know what I mean? So the
Right.
biggest thing was to really learn the tracks and learn the form of the tracks, and that
Hmm.
was it. Really, I didn't like again. I didn't go into this thing thinking like, yo, I had to win, and I put so much time practicing into it. I just prepared as if I would prepare for a regular gig, and I said, yo, wherever the chips fall,
Right.
that's it. You know what I mean?
Okay. Do you have any advice for anyone that if they do it again next year, is there any advice you'd want to give someone
Um,
if they do decide to go into the competition?
I mean, I don't know if I don't know if I'd be the best person to give advice. But
You're the winner. Come on now.
I know, I know. But what I would say is, don't be scared to take chances. Um,
Mm,
you know, don't be scared to
yeah.
take chances with your and don't be scared to expose your true voice within your playing. I think I listened to a lot of performances, and there's a lot of players that you know who I really enjoyed their playing, and I
Hmm.
felt like maybe they let the competition dictate what they were supposed to play instead of just playing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I feel
Hmm.
like that's a big one. I think if people just played more and just forgot about the competition a little bit and just did their thing, it would have been, you know, it'd be all right for everybody.
Right. Right. Huh. So, staying on the advice train, do you have any advice for any up and coming arrangers or pan players or educators?
Yeah, do it all.
Do it all.
Do it all.
Do it all.
And
Yeah.
make as much money as you possibly can. No, the seriously, seriously, it's kind of the same thing, man. Just be true. Stick to your
Hmm.
voice. Um, and develop your own voice as much as you possibly can. You're gonna have influences. Everybody had influences. I've had many influences.
Hmm.
If you listen back to my first arrangement to my last arrangement, it's been like night and day. And I
Right.
finally feel like I came into my own. So don't be
Yeah.
scared to try. The Panorama is it's a kind of thing where um, it's instant gratification now. A lot of these bands want to win now and not later. So
Right.
I understand that puts a lot of pressure on up and coming arrangers, but you always have to be yourself because you never know. You know what I mean? You never know.
Hmm.
It's yourself is what people wanna. I mean, it's what's gonna gravitate the people, not
Right.
somebody else.
Right. So speaking of influences and finding your own, was that difficult for you, or did you just kind of go with
Um,
like how did you figure out what your own voice was?
um, I mean, you go through different trial and error periods.
Hmm.
Like I used to try to do things that I like from everybody.
Right.
You say I like Jit's way of using counterpoint or
Hmm.
using different counter melodies along with the original theme of the song, right? So I would
Right.
try to use that. But at the same time, you take that now and you say, well, how can I do this and make this sound like me and not Jit? You know what I mean? So
Right.
I kept that in mind, and then I moved on to something else from Ray, like orchestration, and then something else from Bradley, another orchestrator, but more on
Hmm.
the playing upon people's emotions aspect. I mean, because
Right.
he's great at telling the story and creating that drama within the music. Well, Bugsy is one of my biggest idols overall.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I, I, I've definitely learned a lot from Bugsy. Um, and then playing, being able
Hmm.
to play, and I put a lot of time on my instrument. I practice every day. Um, Sometimes 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day.
Hmm.
Depends on what I'm trying to work on. And when I do that, when you do that, when you practice and you really spend time with yourself and your inner voice, you then start to find and figure out like, okay, maybe this is what I'm really supposed to be saying and not what Bradley was saying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think that's where that was the turning point for me. Really practicing my
Okay.
instrument and becoming a better player.
Okay. Huh. Well, I'm glad you did.
Me too.
um, there was a question I was going to ask you. I noticed that you're a drummer.
I wouldn't say a drummer. I could keep a timing.
You can keep a time. Well, you kept the time with one stick. I saw that video.
Yeah, I could keep my timing. Shout out to Sheldon, my brother Sheldon. I think he was on the live.
Oh, hello, Sheldon. Hello, Marcus. I see Marcus on.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Marcus, and I see Gus. I see
yeah,
Fern.
I
I
see
see
Bree.
Zell. How you guys doing?
I need to practice more too, Bree.
Oh man,
After hearing that, it's just like I need to practice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. My hat is good. Hey Jimmy, what's up? What's up?
Hey, yeah. I was gonna ask you, how long have you been drumming? Or is this kind of a side, I'll drum when I feel like it kind of thing?
Um, yeah. Listen. So, ironically enough, there was a point where I thought I wanted to be a drummer,
Okay.
and I will emphasize the point of saying I thought I wanted to be a drummer. And then and then we really started to play drums for Panorama and the kind of work and you start to sweat and your arms
hmm
hurting, your back hurting, and it's like, yo, forget that.
Oh,
I gave that a
okay.
break quickly. But I mean, I've been playing for a long time. I've been playing drums probably since the age of 10, I would say.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
played for Panorama. I played for Panorama in Trinidad. I played my own arrangements. And I can tell you, I'm not the biggest fan of playing drums.
Well,
I
people
do it if I
seem to
have to.
differ.
Yeah, yeah. I do
People
it if I have
people tend to they say you're a big drummer, so.
to. Nah, nah.
Oh my goodness. So drumming is kind of a side thing now. You rather not do it, but if you have to, you will.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd rather not do
Okay.
it. I'd rather not.
Okay. So I know you have a show with someone called the Arrangers Corner.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
tell us about that?
Definitely, definitely. This is a good time to plug in, right? I'm gonna plug
Yeah, of
in.
course. Plug in.
So, yeah, the Rangers Corner actually came about, right? So during this whole pandemic thing, when I when the whole pandemic thing, I had just came back from Trinidad. I actually just missed when they were getting ready to close down the borders in Trinidad. Like I
Oh
literally
wow.
left the day before they said, "Yo, nobody can leave the country." And
You got lucky.
right. And I did my last gig that same day when I came back. I had a gig that night, so I did that gig, and
hmm
then I started to realize, listen, all gigs, everything canceled. So let me try to figure out ways to not only to keep myself going, but to keep everybody else engaged. Just having that conversation, you know what I mean? And I think
hmm
it was one day I was having a conversation with Sheldon over the phone, and we were just talking about arranging and arrangements, and it kind of just sparked the idea of I wonder if people listen to Panorama arrangements the way how we do.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Or if they even
hmm
understand how to listen to a Panorama arrangement properly and what's
Right.
really being put in to create in that composition slash arrangement. Because, we had an Amrit and he touched the point that you're very much a composer as an arranger when you're doing a Panorama song. Because the
Right.
amount of music that you have to come up with, you're pretty much creating a whole
hmm
stanza, a whole piece. So I came up with the idea and I said, Sheldon, maybe we should do a talk show. Not a talk show. We didn't want to do a talk show really. We wanted to do something where it's a little bit more informative. May help people, like I said, understand the big picture. And
hmm
he was all on board with it, and we just wanted to make sure that it was something of quality, as much quality as we could do at the time. And we started off with my brother Leon Foster Thomas. Shout out to Foster. He's actually an instructor now, guys, at the University of Miami. I think it's in
Oh,
Miami,
nice.
1 and 2. Shout out to him and congrats again. We started
Yeah.
off with him, and we wanted to make it kind of informal at the same time. We didn't want to make it a thing of asking people questions per se. We want to
Mm-hmm.
just, make it exactly what it is, like an arranger's corner. Because sometimes when you go in a pan yard, like if I had to go in somebody's pan yard, and let me say I'm meeting Duvon, sometimes
Yeah.
me and Duvon will be talking, but people really wouldn't get to know exactly what we're talking about.
Right.
Right? So we kind of I wanted to try to bring that also to the audience. So that was
Mm-hmm.
a whole kind of concept with this. We did one series already, one season or series, as you would, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
7 people. We're almost done releasing all the videos. We're getting ready to start a next season, which is going to be airing on October 8th, and this one is going to be based upon the Performing Artist Edition. So
Okay.
everyone look out for that, October 8th,
Where can we
5
find it?
p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right?
Uh-huh.
Make sure you're there too.
I will be there.
Make sure you're there. It's going to be on Zoom.
Okay.
Same program. We're going to have on people like Liam Teague, Jonathan Scales, Victor Provost, Thomas Aline from out of London,
Nice.
Foster again, because that guy has so much knowledge when it comes to the business aspect. Again, this show was supposed to be something about really just trying to educate the pan man or the panist, the musician.
Mm-hmm.
Try to help
Mm-hmm.
us stand on the same stage in the same arenas as our counterparts. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it because it's needed.
Yeah, definitely. I'm learning
Needed.
too.
Yeah.
Listen, we did an episode with Ray Hardman, and let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That the amount of knowledge that this man has, it
Mm-hmm.
was unbelievable. I can't wait. I told Sean I can't wait to hear that show.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I know their mind is gonna be blown. He just has so much knowledge and so much to offer and so much to give. And he's done so much for the culture, you know what I mean? So much for the art
Yes.
form of not just arranging, but composing and touring and showcasing the culture of Trinidad and Tobago to the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Can't wait. So
Yeah.
October 8th,
October 8th,
Zoom.
Zoom. Look out for all the posts on social media between Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and
Definitely.
all that good stuff.
So can we find it on your page as well? Like
Definitely.
yeah.
You
Okay.
can find it on my page. You can find it on Shellen's page. Yeah. You can find it on
Awesome.
the
And
Arrangers Corner page if you're following that page. If not, don't forget, follow the Arrangers Corners page. It's on Facebook.
I
We
am.
added up. I'll add everybody. Exactly.
So on the Rangers Corner Facebook page, can we watch past shows that we missed?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
All of them.
Awesome.
All of them.
Awesome. So make sure everyone, that's your homework for the weekend.
Yep. Yep, exactly. If you haven't been able to watch it, go watch it now.
Yes. Yes. So we're near the end of our interview.
Already? That was quick, boy.
It was quick.
It's just
So I'm gonna let
Kern. Shout out to my brother. That's it.
Yes, Kern. He's a troublemaker sometimes. I'm watching him in this chat. He
I know,
causes
right?
some trouble sometimes.
Live the dream on the Zoom. I mean, on the
Yeah.
Instagram.
So
Sorry.
I'm gonna let you guys know. All you guys in here can ask him questions now. He can't run away.
Except for Gus. Gus, don't call and ask me no do this question, my brother.
Okay, except for Gus. If he asks a question, I will ignore it. So while we're waiting for some questions, do you want to give us like a couple of fun facts about yourself?
Fun facts.
Yes.
Wow, I don't have any fun facts.
What?
I don't have any what fun facts? I have no fun facts.
Something that no one knows about you. What's your favorite food that no one knows about?
I don't even think I could tell you guys I'm gluten sensitive. I don't eat a lot of things, so.
Okay.
And I'm a libertarian. I eat anything to live. Not anything
I like
that is alive, but I'll eat anything to live.
I like that. I like that. Are you a big candy person? Are you a big drinker? Do you like to lime?
Nah, I'm not no candy person.
No?
I do like to lime.
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
a big drinker, but somehow, some way, anytime I'm in Trinidad, I just get caught up. I have to blame these fellas Curran and them men and them, because anytime I come in Trinidad, the only white took them men and them handing me in my hand.
Yeah,
Give me
see?
no chance to ease up.
You have to avoid them when you go to Trinidad. I see a couple questions that came in from Trini Desi. What section of the band do you enjoy arranging the most?
What section of the band that I enjoy arranging for the most?
Hmm.
That's a good question. I don't think I've ever thought about that. I like to arrange for the middles.
Okay.
Because I like
Why is that?
to hear, you know, I like to hear just that voice, and especially when I'm doing harmonic stuff, quarter harmonics. You know what I mean? When I'm
Mm,
trying to voice different chords. So I like to hear that. Anything from the background sounds good, you know what I mean?
okay. I'm more of the front person.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a conversation outside of IG. So am I.
Yes, yes. From Kay, we have a question. What other instruments do you play?
Me, I play, well, you said I play drums, so we said that I already. I
Yes.
play percussion. I actually play, for most of my life, I was playing trombone. Yeah, she knows that. That's why she wants to pull up these questions.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
was a trombone player
Trombone.
growing up.
Okay.
So I play a couple. Actually, I play all low brass instruments. I was playing tuba at one point. I was playing baritone. I played a little bit of trumpet. I played trombone, as like I just said, and
Wow.
I could play a little bit
And
of
this is
keyboard.
okay. What else don't you do?
I can't play sax. I wish I could play sax, and I wish I could sing.
Talk to Kern.
I know,
Kern can
right?
help you.
Well, yeah.
Um, Gus wants to know what song you're playing.
What song? When?
I don't know. I'm assuming now, but
You
we're
see
gonna
why I
ignore that
say? You
question.
see why I say I can't answer, Gus?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not playing those songs, brother.
um, Kern has a question. Do you have a favorite genre that influences your arrangement or solo performance?
um, well, these days, what's influenced me a lot actually is gospel.
Mm,
Gospel. I listen to a lot of gospel music,
mm-hmm.
and I've tried to fuse it with the soca idiom because it's very similar, especially the tones that they use and the way how some of the progressions that they use is very similar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I listen to a
Okay.
lot of gospel music and fuse it. And my favorite artist right now has been Marvin Sapp.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm trying to. I told my aunt the other day. I said, the next time she hears he's in town, I want to go and see him live. It's one of my biggest idols.
Yeah, that you have to. You have to. Brie has a question. Do you have a school of choice for higher education? And the second question is, do you hope to arrange your own composition for Panorama in the future?
Well, the first question I'm gonna have to say Berkeley. That's my alma mater. That's my school. I have to represent.
Yes. If
And
you said any other
all my
school, it'd
Berkeley
be
crews on the live right now. Shout out to the Berkeley crews, the Berkeley's crew. And for those who don't know, I've already arranged my own composition for Panama, and we qualified for the finals. I've
oh
done it
nice.
twice. The first song
Okay.
was Violin Free, and this was with Klikos Wazata,
Mm-hmm.
sung by Kadeem Aline, also known as Rasta Grammy. And then
Mm-hmm.
the next song was Pan Jamin, which was a song composed by myself again, sung by Oba Senet, same guy who sang In My House and Picture My World.
Right. Right. So when you compose a song, do you kind of go on the vibes of the band you're playing for or playing, or is it all kind of this is the song I want to do?
When I compose a song, like when I write
Yeah.
for Panorama,
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Yeah.
Um, no, I actually don't keep a band in mind. I don't
Okay.
keep the band in mind at all. I actually tried to, anytime I was writing songs, I tried to write for the track. I like to
Mm.
write to think about how this song is going to be presented before the band goes up on stage. I mean, that
Okay.
impact that it might have on the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably one of my biggest influences of writing songs for Panorama.
Okay. Kareem has a question for you. Top three artists or musicians of all time.
Top three artists or musicians of all time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he would ask me that. Um, um, Bugsy has to be on that list for me.
Yeah.
Definitely. Um, hmm, I think the given one would be Stevie.
Okay.
He's pretty given,
Yeah.
especially as a writer. And
Mm-hmm.
I would probably have to say John Coltrane. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
Gee.
Didn't think you'd go way back
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
like it. I like it. I like
I have to say
it.
John Coltrane. Yeah. With a
Yeah.
special mention of Miles. We have the same birthday, by
Mm.
the way.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Bree wants to know if you can find them on YouTube. I think you can. The songs you composed and arranged. I think you can.
I think Wild Free might be on YouTube, but if not, send me a message and I'll send you guys the MP3s that I have. If they're not there.
Okay, I will look and then I'll let you know.
Yeah. Bree,
But
if you want, yeah,
I think Wild and Free is on there though.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, Stevie is a must. Is a must have on anyone's list.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Stevie. I don't
Yeah.
know. Did you get to see? He actually did like a public address the other day about the
I
whole
did.
Breonna Taylor kind
Okay.
of situation. It was like a poem that he did.
Yeah, I saw
Stevie
that.
is such
I
a
cried.
yeah,
I cried.
man. So real. Gotta love
Yeah.
Stevie, man. He always knows what to say at the right time.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Does anyone else have any other questions before we say goodbye? Is there anything else you want us to know before we leave?
Um, yeah, definitely. Actually, look out for more works from the coalition. We have a bunch of projects coming up soon.
Yay!
I gotta plug in my team. I have to plug in my team.
Yeah.
I have an original I'm looking to put out with them, called Reaching Out. It's actually gonna be something I'm looking to do, incorporating some of the more premier pianists, soloists in the business. So look out for people like Duvon, Foster, Victor, Khan, trying to get all those guys on one project along with the coalition.
Okay.
I know we have something coming out with Jelani Roberts. He has an original that he's getting ready to drop soon. And yeah, I think that's all I could give for the time being.
For the time
My
being.
brother from another mother, Marlon White, is on the live, boy.
Hello, Marlon. We have another question from Kenneth. What is the focus of your master's degree?
Well,
Hi. Yeah, you're good now.
cool. So I want to do my focus on my master's to be composition. Right now, I'm taking some
Mm,
general electives I have to finish up, and then I'm gonna do my master's in composition. So
okay. We're looking forward to hearing what you have planned when you're done school.
yeah. Me too.
Anyone else have any questions before? There was a question that I had and it just totally slipped my mind.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have to make mention. K brought up a good one. Liberation Music. That was also an album that I did. I don't. Not too sure if that's on any social media platforms, but it still is for sale. I still have a couple more copies of that if anybody's interested.
Okay.
And I'm also looking to do my next album with my personal trio, the Culture Effects. We have that's coming out. That's all the music is pretty much done for that. Just
Nice.
kind of wait for this COVID period to pass so we can get back in the studio and
Yeah. Well, I'm glad COVID hasn't held you down. You seem to be busy.
yeah, I have to stay busy. I have to stay busy, man. I have to get
Yeah.
out, and like I said, I have to give thanks to a lot of my friends and my brethren who kind of, you know what I mean? We kind of been
Hmm.
keeping each other up for that. I think that's the next thing I kind of wanted to make mention. Well, continue to make mention on this live, man. I think as a fraternity, we're so small. We
Hmm.
have to not to we have to keep remembering to uplift each other, man. It's
Yeah.
too small of a fraternity to think about fighting on each other, especially during now. You know what I mean? Where things are so unsure. You see what today, Trinidad said they have no carnival this year. So what are we
Yeah.
gonna do?
Yeah.
We're gonna fight about now. You can't fight about who's supposed to win and what band did
Mm-hmm.
this and who get robbed, and just
Yeah.
focus on
Uh,
loving each other now, you know what I mean? And helping
exactly.
each other uplift themselves.
Exactly. King has a question. What other instrument would you include in in a steel pan arrangement of yours, if you could?
Are we talking about Panorama and just in general?
I think just in general.
Now I'm hesitant to say this because it's on my radar, but I'm planning
You
to work
you
with a
could.
choir.
Oh,
I'm planning to
that'd be cool. That'd be nice.
work with a choir.
Yeah. So everyone on here, that's his idea. Don't take it. Let him do it first.
Yeah. Planning to work with a choir.
Nice. So because New York Panorama was obviously canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Um, can I ask what song you were planning on playing, or if you plan on saving that for next year? What's your
I
what's your planning?
I I didn't even get a chance to think about what we was gonna do in New York. But I
Oh,
already knew that there wasn't gonna be no Panama in New York.
mm-hmm.
So I didn't really think too much of it.
Okay.
I had certain songs in mind that I did like because remember I had New York to do and I had London. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I did like the Dear Promoter and I did like No Tomorrow. I
Mm-hmm.
also liked the song Patricia Roberts' song, Carry On.
Yes.
That was a one of my choices.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna save that for next year, or you're just gonna?
Nah, I like to do
No.
something that's fresh. Whatever comes out for
Okay.
next year
Okay.
comes out
I
for next.
mean, you never know.
Yeah. You're based in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had to take the trip
Yeah.
over there. I've never been there before, but my virgins, Olu Jimmy and all the Lapierres, I had to go and check
Well,
them. I had to check out Alos,
they're on
Foster.
the other side of Canada. I'm on the west side.
It's all good. It's all Canada says all good. One family.
Very true. In Canada, we're very tight up here.
Definitely.
We have one question from Gus. What is your process on a song? Oh, well, hold on. What's the process on how a song is chosen for bands you work with? They choose the song, or do you?
That's a good question. I think it depends on the band for the most part. But I mean, no. If I'm honest with you, most of the
Hmm.
bands I've worked with have have always had enough confidence in me to pick the song. And 9 times out of 10, they've been relatively successful. Thank God, because
Yeah.
that would have been a disaster if they weren't. So
Right.
I'm thankful for that. But yeah, they let me more than ever. They let me pick the song.
Okay.
Or what we'll do is not necessarily I would pick the song, but we'll come up with a certain, let's say 3 songs, 3 or 2 songs, and
Hmm.
then we'll put down maybe two, and then they'll let me say, well, what song? But based upon how I feel about the song and how the players feel about the song, we kind of come to agreement. At least that's how it works with Panbury. Mangrove
Okay.
is pretty much whatever song I have in mind. I've been just putting on for the band.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you two more questions, and then we're gonna call it before we get cut off. Kern
Cool.
has a question. Do you plan on composing an original again for any future panorama?
Yes, I do, and whatever song I plan on composing won't be just a Panorama song.
Hmm. Okay.
So expect to
Good
hear
to
it
know.
in all the fets and them.
Sounds good. I will talk to the DJs here in Canada.
Definitely. Oh, goodness.
So EJ has a question. In choosing a song for any competition, do you go for popularity, or sometimes do you feel that unpopular song you can pull off a masterpiece with?
Um, it depends on how popular the song is because, like, let's take for example this song, Full Extreme, right? It was
Hmm.
just too popular to go with something else that year. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? So it was those kind of instances where what I mean, you kind of forced to play in those, not forced, but you want to give the people that, so it makes your job easier as an arranger, especially in the competitive arena of Panama.
Mm-hmm.
But 9 times out of 10, actually, most of the songs that I've done in the past and I've been relatively successful with have been songs that actually people weren't even thinking about doing for Panorama. I
Right.
remember doing a song called Baddest by Destra and Cohen Dubois. And
Yeah.
you know, the first time I heard that song, I was actually leaving from my where I was staying in Diego Martin in Trinidad to go by Desperados practice, and the driver who picked me up, he had this song playing on the radio, and I heard it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, you know, Pope, this song real nice. I said if I didn't get a chance to do this song, I'd have done it with Desperados. He said, yeah, boy, this song real nice, but by that time you already started just Prophet of Pan with Desperados.
Mm.
So I had that song in mind before I even left Trinidad to come to New York,
Mm-hmm.
and just so happened this song ended up playing off nice.
Wow. So when you go arrange for bands in Trinidad, like, how long are you in Trinidad for?
Depends. Sometimes I've been there for 3 months. Sometimes I've been there for 2 months. Sometimes I've been there for 4 months.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
yeah, it depends. Galuna, yeah,
Okay.
Galuna was one of those songs, Marlon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Galuna. Actually, Galuna was one of the songs where I actually knew I wanted to do that song. Um, Somebody had suggested that song to me when I was here in New York, and I
Mm-hmm.
had sent the song for them in Trinidad, and they was like, "Yo, we were gonna tell you the same song." And they're
Oh,
like, yeah,
wow.
because the song was mashing up all the parties, all the fets before Carnival started. So, and it's the same thing with Wrong Again. And so the band
Mm.
just kind of wanted to keep that momentum and go with
Mm-hmm.
something that people wanted to hear and that would get the people excited.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can see the comment from Kern.
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah,
to read
yeah,
it because
yeah.
it's
My
very
brother,
long, but
thank
I
you so
appreciate
much for
it. Yes,
having me.
thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I don't want your show
Yes.
to end too abruptly, so I know you
Yeah.
got up there.
There is another question, but I want to end because I don't want to get cut off.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
thanks for coming on the show. I learned a lot.
Thank you for
I wish
having me.
you, of course, all the best in your masters.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to all your projects.
Definitely. Again, everyone, October 8th, let me talk that one more time.
Yes,
If you've never
yes.
been on the Arrangers Corner, we have a lot of fun. We let the audience come on and talk to the guests and ask whatever questions. It's a 2-hour program. Come and get the knowledge that you might not get on a regular basis from
Yes.
the people that you admire the most.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. There's a few that I missed. I'm going to go back and look.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Yeah, I will. So yeah, make sure you guys check it. October 8th, he's coming back. If you missed any,
Thank you
go back,
so much.
go back and check those. And thanks again for coming on the show. Thanks for everyone watching. And come back next Monday to see who we have next.
Definitely. Good night.
All right. Good night, guys. Have a good night.